I'll move to the African continent for our next story, where the group Boko Haram has killed over 60 people in an overnight attack in Nigeria's northeastern Borno state. This has come from local officials from the area. On Friday night, terrorists struck the village of Darul Jamal near the Nigeria-Cameroon border, killing at least 5 soldiers. The Nigerian Air Force says it killed 30 terrorists in airstrikes after the raid. Over 20 houses and 10 buses were also destroyed, and at least 13 workers were killed. Borno Governor Babagana Zulum visited the village and said the army's numbers were too low to contain the threat. A new unit, the Forest Guards, was set to support security efforts. Let's listen in to the governor's statements.
It's very sad. This community was resettled some months ago, and they are going about their normal businesses, but unfortunately they had a Boko Haram attack yesterday. So we are here purposely to commiserate with them and to build their resilience. As of now, we confirm that 63 have lost their lives. Yes, both the civilians and the army. But the civilian casualties are more, close to about 60 civilian. Only 5 army personnel were lost as of now.
The region has seen a resurgence in jihadist attacks in recent years. Boko Haram's 15-year insurgency has killed over 40,000 people and displaced more than 2 million. Let's take a listen in to what the residents had to say.
Kawai Boko Haram suna biya cin na kanima kwayeje cin na kanima kwayeje Allah kwanga ande dular ruwa.
Eto mu abunda muke bukata security, mun samu security shikenan. Dama ko ina security ne damuwa. Amma mun samu security shikenan, amma ba wai kamar na yanzu na sun yi pam kuma su.
We're now joined by Osanyin Taiwo, and he is a policy and strategic implementation expert, and he joins us from Abuja, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us, Osanyin. First of all, before we get into this, a tragic incident. 60 people have been killed. For those who don't know, would you mind telling us who the group Boko Haram are, what their aims are, and where they operate?
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
First and foremost, I want to commiserate with families and friends who have lost loved ones in Borno State, in the northeast region of Nigeria. Basically, the Boko Haram sect more of like a terrorist group that have decided to mismanage the country in a very long while. While it has been several steps in ensuring that their activities are properly curtailed and trying to every effort by the government officials to curtail their activities, it's unfortunate that they have decided to resonate again in another form. And the sad part of it is that before, Nigeria was dealing with just the insurgents of Boko Haram. Unfortunately, today we have so many other terrorist groups that have polarized this, the Nigerian space. And we have sects like ISWAP who are also collaborating with the international terrorist group like ISIS, and to mention a few. While the Nigerian government is trying every effort through the Nigerian military and the other joint task force, and also the Nigerian police, to evade and ensure that these insurgent attacks are actually made to a minimum, we keep seeing them coming up. And unfortunately, the sad part of it is that we see this resurgence of insurgency and Boko Haram and other terrorist groups coming up today in the Nigerian sphere when it is getting towards the election period. It is more of like a rational thematics that some groups use to actually try to create a system of chaos in the country, making the system and pushing a narrative that Nigeria is insecure. But the government of the day will not allow it, and the government of the day is trying every possible best to ensure that it covers the menace of this terrorist group. Unfortunately, we have seen some recurrent happening in some parts of the country aside from Borno. We have some states like Zamfara, we have some states like Kogi, and some other parts of the southwestern states like Oyo, Ondo, and also some parts in the southeastern states like Imo and what have you. But one thing is sacrosanct, that the security of Nigeria is everyone's responsibility. And though the government is trying everything possible, but one thing is also very important, that the citizens and people and the localities who live around these people to ensure that they curb out and bring out these people and bring them to book.
Yes, and Osanyin, a attack of 63 people, just quickly because we are running out of time. That is a huge amount of people. How is this, an attack like this, able to take place?
So the sects have different framework. Sometimes they are locals. That's reality. So sometimes they use what we call the bicycle today to attack so many villages. Some also have very dangerous weapons like the guns, and some other light missiles. And then they go into communities, evade them, attack them, machete them, kill them, and going like that, moving on and on. And this has been a real current issue. And this is the same thing that actually happened in 2014, where the same sect, the Boko Haram sect, kidnapped about 200 Chibok girls in Chibok in Borno State, in the same Borno State, also killed about 114 boys in the school.
Yes.
So it's like a framework that they have decided to technically and strategically ensure that they try to create mayhem. But one thing is certain, I can assure you that the Nigerian government and the Nigerian security apparatus would not allow this to go. The Nigerian government is trying every possible best to ensure that they bring down these people, and certainly they are trying every possible best to ensure them. Unfortunately, we have had a setback in the past where the past government did not do too well in ensuring that these sects were curbed totally, because we were having certain things like repentant Boko Haram. I never heard where terrorists ever repented. And these are the things that are creating a kind of resurface of this kind of sect.
Osanyin Taiwo, thank you very much for joining us here in the programme. Pleasure to get your insight on that. We now move over to Europe, once again, where the Catholic Church has canonized Carlo Acutis, an Italian teenager known as God's influencer. Acutis died of leukemia at 15 years old in 2006 and used his computer skills to spread Catholic faith online, documenting miracles through his website. He is celebrated as the first millennial saint, wearing casual jeans and sneakers, making him relatable to young people worldwide. His canonization was presided over by Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican, with thousands gathering in St. Peter's Square. Let's listen in to what Pope Leo had to say.
Ad honorem sanctet individue Trinitatis, ad exaltationem fidei catholicae, et vitae Christianae incrementum, auctoritate Domini nostri Iesu Christi, Beatorum Apostolorum Petri et Pauli ac nostra, matura deliberatione prehabita, et divina ope sepius implorata, ac de plurimorum fratrum nostrorum concilio, Beatus Petrum Georgium Frassati et Carolum Acutis, sanctus esse discernimus et definimus, ac sanctorum cathologo ascribimus, statuentes eius in universa ecclesia, inter sanctus pia devotione reculit debere, in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Acutis' life of faith, charity and digital evangelicism resonates with young showing holiness is possible for everyone. Relics of his body and heart are now on display in churches globally as his legacy continues to inspire Gen Z in using the internet for good. Many locals converged during the canonization. Let's listen in to some reactions.
A moment to have such a great array of people getting canonized today, St. Carlos and St. Pier Giorgio. For me, St. Carlo Acutis is very important, very special because he gives me the hope that I can become a saint and that I can raise saints. We want to be parents and we want a child like Carlo, or we want to become like Carlo, so that's very important.
Sì, ma la Chiesa è stata sempre aperta ai giovani e questo però è sicuramente un segno importante. Dobbiamo anche capire che leggere tra le righe quello che Dio vuole dirci, cioè che un po' la santità passa attraverso la ferialità, la quotidianità e quindi possiamo diventare santi tutti. Tutti siamo in questo cammino, tutti con le nostre fragilità, ma siamo tutti immensamente amati.
Porque es sencillo, es humilde, entiende que amar a Dios está en la sencillez de las cosas. Una anécdota muy especial es que él dejaba sus zapatos y se los entregaba a las personas de la calle, llegaba sin zapatos a la casa y yo creo que eso es algo que todos tenemos que aprender, que es entregarlo todo por amor, hasta los zapatos.
Well, that is all that we have time for, but we will continue to bring you more news updates from around the world.